Welcome back to MineOperator. On today's video, we're going to install the supports around the tank. We're going to get the catwalk up so that we can work up here safely. I also have to install that 4-inch pipe for the discharge at the bottom. We're going to load this tank on a trailer and we're going to get it out to our mill site. But first, we have to pour concrete footing. So I've got to dig and build that. Ron is going to come and help with that project. I got to install some legs and cross supports, paint the whole thing, and we're done. Then we're going to get this thing installed and we're going to go test it out. Let's get some gold. I want to talk about a water jet that we're going to have at the bottom. So it's going to be faced up like this underneath at the underflow. And so if we have any choking in this 4-inch pipe, we're going to open a valve and we're going to spray a water jet in there to help get the sedimentation to then drop out and go out. And we open that ball valve and nothing happens, we got to use this water jet to clear out the bottom of the tank. So that's our strategy right there. So we're going to get to this later. Right now I want to cut this steel and weld it to secure the column inside the tank. I want to thank everybody for supporting our channel. Everybody that has subscribed, liked, and also has joined as a member. Thank you very much, because that is helping our channel to grow. We have surpassed 10,000 subscribers thanks to you. So we really want to thank you for that. What we're going to do is going to have 3 supports going from the lower section of the column to the tank. I'm going to weld those up. Okay, this is not a tight space at all. Should it be challenging to weld this, right? Okay. See if I can reach my electrodes. I'm gonna stage a few. Okay. All right, that was rather difficult dropping stuff, having to go down outside of the tank and pick up what I dropped. But I got all 3 done. Let me show you. So I have 1 here, 1 there, and 1 here. And I'll show you from the top what that looks like. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but that's ash. There's ash raining on me right now. because of several wildfires in the area. As I climb out of the tank, there's a wildfire over there. There's a wildfire over there. Yeah, there's like 14 to 15 wildfires in California right now, so a lot of smoke and ash. All right, let me get up. All right, show you what it looks like from above. I'll stand. So you can see how it looks. You got the 3 there providing a support. I'm gonna head up to the mill site, and I've got to move one of the tanks and start digging the footing. And Ron is gonna meet me up there. We're gonna go ahead and dig the footing, build the forms. We're gonna have some concrete delivered so that we can get the foundation built for this tank. And then next week we can go and install this tank. But that's only if I can get this tank done. So I gotta kick butt, get this done, but I gotta do it safely. All right, let's get out to the mill site. Let's go dig that footing. I am at the mill site. I did make it. It's just near the end of the day. What I gotta do is empty this tank into the pond, because this is where the clarifying tank is gonna go. So we gotta move that. We're gonna dig a footing. We're gonna build some forms, and concrete's coming tomorrow at 12 noon. We also have to tie rebar. So there's lots to do. Now I know it's windy, it's not cold, it's about 96 right now. So it's actually pretty comfortable. I had just found out that Ron was bringing some help with him to get the tank moved and the footing dug and help tie rebar and pour concrete. So I was extremely happy to hear that we had 2 additional hands. So 3 people plus me. So we were able to get everything built just in time before the concrete arrived at 12 noon. Took about a half hour during the pour, which I missed filming it, of course. Get it.
I'd rather be mining, but I'm doing concrete.
I agree with you, Ron.
What is a miner doing when he's not mining?
Building
Thinking about mining.
Building stuff.
All right, so here's our footing for the tank, and this is going to be for the IBC tote right here, and that's going to feed the flocculant into the center of the column, and then the clean water is going to pour out into our pond here, and you can see what we're dealing with. As that settles out, silt like this forms, and someone's got to go in and clean that out, and that's sometimes me, sometimes it's someone else, but it's no fun. And so instead of that, we're gonna use the clarifying tank to get the silt out, and it's gonna save us a lot of trouble. Ron, this is not bad for our first day in construction, huh?
That's right. This morning I didn't even know what a hammer was.
You know, we did pretty good then. Not bad on this footing.
And we got a right stop in this.
I was hoping we could etch in a big MO.
We could,
but
it'll probably look terrible.
Yeah, it probably would. But I gotta say, man, this would not have been possible without you, and thank you for your help with this.
Well, you've done all the work on the tank. I could at least get the foundation in.
Yeah, and this was a massive project. We literally just finished tying the rebar and finishing off the forms, and mud just arrived.
Concrete truck backs up to here and pour it in.
Yeah, they just poured in the chute. So now about 8 days from now, this will be ready for our column to be installed. And that's gonna help us out a lot, Ron.
Yes, well, a lot. We got to get plastic on this so it doesn't dry too fast. We want to keep the moisture in so it cures slow.
Sounds good. I got some 6 mil over there. We'll put some on. All right, back to work. I'm digging this tank out right now. You can see how much I've shoveled out. But look at the layers of the sediments in there. I'm just cleaning up the tank right now. You can see the challenges without having a clarifying tank in series. Now those concrete washouts, those concrete ponds right here would still work really well. to get some of the heavier silts, and the overflow water goes in the tank. But we're gonna give this a try. This mill site is ever evolving and always changing based on our needs. Right now we're focusing on gravity concentration, and so it'll help when we have some heavy equipment here and that works reliably. It'll make our jobs a lot easier. In order for me to patch weld the big tank, I had to drain more water out, which took some time. So while I was waiting, what else does a guy do but, you know, shovel and clean out tanks? So that's what I did. I shoveled that out, got some of the pile here, and this is from our concrete pour. Now, I wanted to show you because I've never done any plastic welding before. I followed, you know, its instructions and watched some YouTube videos. So I used a mesh screen and also the plastic that came with it and melted it in. So, you know, it's not pretty, but I'm gonna find out right now if I patched the crack and the leak. So once the water gets up to that level, we'll find out. But there's quite a bit of water to fill, probably about 2,000 gallons. So we're down a little ways, so this is gonna take some time. Hopefully that patch weld works and we could use this tank still. That's it for us today. I'm gonna head back and continue working on the tank, trying to get that done so that we can install it on this slab next week. I'm back working on our tank project, and what I'm working on now is the underflow pipe. Got that water jet like I mentioned. What I need to do is weld on the nipple. I gotta finish welding this, put one up here, then I'm gonna have a 4-inch ball valve here, and then I'm gonna have another nipple welded onto this, threaded into the other side. So that's what I'm working on right now. Let's do some pipe welding. Not too bad. I think I am done for the night. I'm gonna clean this up, put everything away, start back up again tomorrow. Now I'm going to install this liquid pressure gauge. It is liquid filled, so it has a high and low temperature rating for outdoor use. And it's gonna go right here on our 4-inch piping. I got my cutting oil here. I'm gonna be drilling and tapping a 1/4-inch MPT 18. So pipe threading, and I'm going to be using a 7/16 drill bit. In order to find out the gauge, you could use your pitch gauge here on the threading. Pretty much how it works is you're going to mesh up the threads with the gauge. Once you find the right one that fits perfectly, you know where you're at. So that's called a pitch gauge. Be sure to use cutting oil when drilling. It'll help your drill bit last longer, and you don't need to go fast either. For every full turn you do, turn it back a quarter and it'll help remove the cuttings. Now let's see if our pressure gauge will thread in. Oh, very nice. That's great. I could probably crank it down a little bit more. And let's look on the inside to see how it looks. So if you can see that, it is flush with the top part of the inner diameter of the pipe. So I'm real happy with how that turned out. And we're done with that. Now I'm gonna paint this up and clean up the other pipe and paint it as well. We're gonna get that installed today. I'm gonna use some of this Blue Monster pipe thread tape on this 4-inch nipple here. Now I'm going to put on some of this pipe goop. I'll do this all the way around. I'm going to put on our 4-inch flange. Find the threading here. Now I have my rubber gasket. I've got my bottom flange here, and I have my flange bolts here. So I'm going to drop in my beginning bolt from the gasket and bottom flange. Finger tighten on the nut. Now that'll hold. Get an opposite side there. Everything just finger tight. Now, one thing to keep in mind when using a torque wrench, be sure to always zero it out, loosen it between use. I used to calibrate these, and by leaving them tensioned, that's the quickest way to get them out of calibration. And if they're spring loaded, it'll wear out the spring. Okay, now there are 8 bolts. We are going to do a star pattern. I think it's a star pattern. So I just double checked, and it's an X pattern. So if this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, that's 4, and so on. So I'm going to get those tightened up and get it done. Now to find the threads and get the bottom 4-inch pipe threaded on, so let's give this a try. Alright, get the pipe wrench on that. See if I can go another turn. Pipe wrench time. Whoop. getting into the job. There. That came out really well. I let the paint dry, but take a look. Not too bad. I got our pressure gauge there, 4-inch ball valve. I'm happy with how that turned out. I am working on the catwalk right now and the grading. I already cut off one of the sections that I'm going to be using for rail up top. I have the other section to cut as well. I am also cutting off 2 sections of what I believe is grade 8 catwalk, raised expanded metal. So I'm going to go ahead and get that cut. I had cut the grading that I need. Got 2 sections of that. And I cut the railing that's going to go up top. I just got to clean up the metal. And I might, you know, scrap some other steel from here that I need. But I wanted to show you over here. I welded on some hinges right here, and this gate is gonna, this grating is gonna open up. So if we ever have to go in the tank, this is the one that's gonna open. I cleaned up all the sharp edges on the steel. So now to go get it installed. I started tack welding the railing up here. I got a level, I'm pretty close to. Then I've got this catwalk. I'm going to weld right here. It's going to be openable. So let's get this welded up. Well, it's coming out pretty well. I got everything welded up. I mean, I got the rail on one side welded up, plus the hinges and the grating. Then I could put that one ladder in here if I got to go down in the tank. I'm going to put a latch here so that this doesn't accidentally fall. All right. Now, tomorrow I'm going to do the other side. I'm working on the other railing right now. And what I wanted to bring out is, you know, always make sure your equipment's clamped to the table. And got my ground there, cleaned the ground real well. And since I'm refurbishing old metal, I got to make sure I've got, you know, clean surfaces to weld to. Just makes for a better weld. Just wanted to bring that out real quick. So here's an update. I have the grating right there, and I have this rail section welded on. So I have both sides welded. What I need to do now is put the catwalk here, and I want to weld the 2 rail sections together, and then I want to put in some cross supports going from this upright tube to the tank right there, and do the same on the opposite side. And then I'm going to remove the uprights here, and then I'm going to put a latch on this trap door, so that when we have to enter the tank. So I still have that to fab up, but probably about another hour and then I'm done up here. Well, I am done. on the top of the tank. I got the cross supports welded there. And you can see that one welded there. I have our latch welded here. And I'll show you how that'll work. So down here, all right, so that'll be able to stay open. If we got to climb down, we'll use that ladder right there to climb down. I'll probably create some hooks here on the side rails just to keep it up in the air, to store it up on the tank. Now we'll go and close this. Actually, now I'll close it up. Okay, so you can see the rails up top. All right, so something to hold on to as we climb down the ladder. I'll show you this angle here. Not bad. We have some plumbing to do up here, and all the plumbing is going to feed right into the center of the tank. And I'll have to clean out and do some rust converter, some primer, metal primer, and then do the rubber coating on the inside of the tank. Okay, and I'll show you, oh, a kitty cat. Hey. Now to install the legs and cross support, which I'll do tomorrow. I'm using my Bosch laser level to find out where my mark is. You can see the green laser there. I set a mark on that leg, measuring down from the bottom of the feet and the top of the feet, just for comparison. I did the same on this side. And the number that I came up with is 76 and 11/16. So I came over to the leg that I'm going to be installing. So looking at the leg that I'm installing, I prepped 3 legs, welded on the feet, and I came over here and I put my mark, 76 and 11/16 on both sides. So what I'm going to do is hold the leg with a clamp. It's going to be clamped on to an anchor at the top of the tank. So it'll be able to hang there. I won't have to support its weight. I'll just have to move it around until that mark lines up with the laser. Then I'm able to tack weld it in place. Also have a level on the leg. Make sure I'm welding it on level. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's give this a try. Here's an update. I was able to get one leg installed and cross supports there in the middle. I happen to have this piece, which was exactly the dimension that I needed, so I just welded that in place. I wanted to have one here and one up here. We are nearly at the end of the day, and I barely got one leg installed today. But this is the critical leg. I'm going to turn the tank, and it's going to be coming down on these 2 legs here. So I wanted to make sure that this was reinforced, and I got welds up. But I have 2 blowouts on the tank I got to fix. I got some challenges there with the tank being bent and dented. So that's a problem for another day. But I'm nowhere near where I wanted to be on this project. I wanted all the legs to be installed and reinforced before moving it, but tomorrow's the big day. I had to put the job site lights on and get the lights going so I could keep working.
GoPro, pick up all this welding rod.
So Ron can't help himself. It's too exciting to pick up welding rods. Now I've been throwing them on the ground.
If I don't pick them up, my tires will pick them up. We want to make sure we get that clarification tank to the mill site today. We don't have time to fix tires.
So this is our project today, to get that tank on this trailer here. That's a 16-foot trailer. And this weighs probably around 1,200 to 1,500 pounds right now. There's more legs and cross supports we got to weld on, but I ran out of time. And today's the big day.
Can you tell me if this spider is poisonous?
All right, now let's get this rigged up. We have our anchor point set on the trailer. We're going to use a 2-ton chain fall. And we have a 5-ton chain fall on the back. And so this one will pull it down, the other one will release. That way it doesn't drop either way. So we have independent anchor points. We're good to go.
We're anchored to the trailer axles here, the legs.
So we have 2 independent anchors on the feet so the tank doesn't kick out. Back here, we have 3 anchors going to fence posts that are concreted in the ground.
Oh, fully professional.
Yeah. Well, we could not get a crane or a forklift delivered today, so this is what we're gonna do. Now, over here we have our chain fall. We have it strapped to the legs on the tank. So as the tank is being pulled down, we have to release here so it won't free fall. And we have a spare shackle on this side so that if we run out of chain length here, we'll bring the other chain fall around, hook in there, and that'll get us the remaining distance that we need. All right, Ron, you feel good about this?
Let's do it.
This isn't scary at all. All right. We wanted all of you to watch as this touches down on the trailer. That way you can have sweaty palms like we have right now.
doesn't slide forward, it's gonna be a problem.
We could probably end up moving it though. We could use the leverage.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get it. We have our tank strapped down and secured, plus some extras. We're gonna get this out to the mill site and we're gonna raise it on our concrete footing with a GMAW telehandler. It'll make it a lot easier installing it rather than trying to do what we just did. Oh, look at this guy hard at work. Hey, be quiet, I'm trying to take a nap under here.
All right, Ryan, we're getting up there, huh?
Fixing the trailer wiring.
Nice.
All right, I think we're good.
Okay, let's do this.